everyone. Welcome. I hope everyone's doing good today. Since we are so close to Thanksgiving, I thought I would do a turkey breast for you. I make a turkey breast that I've given this recipe out to a number of people. My family, we don't do a whole turkey. But anyway, you can't go wrong with this recipe. Absolutely. If you follow my directions, you will have the juiciest turkey breast that you've ever had. Now, I know a lot of people do like the dark meat, and you can take, the same recipe and do it with a whole turkey. However, you have to remember one thing, and I think that's why a lot of people complain, that they get such dry, white meat, the turkey breast, is because your dark meat has to be, cooked at a temperature to 180, when you're putting your thermometer in. You can take it out at 175. But by then, it's drying out your white meat. This is the smallest turkey breast I could find for this tutorial, and it is 7 pounds. But what I do normally is I'll cook 2 turkey breasts like this to have enough, for the family. So I hope you try it. I hope you enjoy it. Like I said, I've given it to a lot of people, and I've always had rave reviews. And it is so simple, and trust me, it'll be juicy. First of all, I have washed my turkey breast. He's nice and clean, and now we have to make sure that he's dry completely. In fact, I've been patting him here before I even turned the video on. You really want to get him, dry. So, anyway, and right now he's actually, pretty good. But, take it out of the wrapping. If there's anything, sometimes like gravy comes, with it. That you can use, for your gravy for the turkey, and sometimes they don't. This particular one I purchased did not come, with anything. So we're going to move him over here, and I'll show you the paste that we're going to make. Once again, like I said, it's really, really very simple. We're going to start here with, my recipe says 3 cloves of garlic, but it says a tablespoon of minced garlic. It depends on how, on how big you have your little garlic guys. You can put your whole garlic in with the skin on and all and press it through there, but I find it a little more difficult to squeeze it out. So anyway, so we'll do it this way, and we'll get this all, chopped up. Now, if you, I've got my oven set right now for 100 and, let me see, I have 100. I have it set for 320, 325, and I've always had good luck with cooking it at that temperature. Now, some people will say, cook it at 350. But remember, if you cook it at 350, it's going to cook longer. This 7-pound turkey breast that I have should take about 2.5 hours to cook. And trust me, it really will be very, 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 very juicy. So, like I say, my recipe calls for about 3 nice size cloves of garlic, but I have to do a little more than that. So I have 4 here. Let me get rid of this. I get paranoid about all these little papers and stuff on this stuff, so I like to get rid of it. Anyway, let's get this smashed up and put it in our little bowl here where we're going to make our paste. Oh, trust me, it's delicious. I can actually taste it already. But as you know, first of all, today is not Thanksgiving. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this turkey breast to my daughters for dinner tonight. I'll keep a couple slices here and take it to her, and her family will eat it and make sandwiches tomorrow and so forth. I love turkey so much that, I cook turkeys in the summer. When I had a Weber grill, I used to always, in the summertime, cook whole turkeys, on the grill. Yummy, yummy, yummy. It was always, very, very, very good. I don't have a Weber anymore. I have a much smaller grill. And actually, I have an electric grill. Someone convinced me to use an electric grill, and for me, it works out absolutely perfect. So anyway, so there's our tablespoon of minced garlic in our bowl. And now what we want is 2 teaspoons. We want 2 teaspoons of dried mustard, okay? Oh, this doesn't want to go in there, fit in there. So let's just do a half. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 2 teaspoons of dry mustard. And we're going to do a tablespoon of, let me see, rosemary, a tablespoon of sage, and a teaspoon of thyme. So here, we have these here. A tablespoon of rosemary. We'll get this chopped up. Oh, I love rosemary. I put rosemary in everything. Well, and as you know, I love oregano, but I don't put oregano into my turkey. You know, the herbs that are, you know, good for a turkey are always your sage, you know, your thyme and your rosemary. I don't think sage is used enough, you know, in cooking. I don't think enough people use sage. I don't think it gets a good enough rap for the delicious flavor that it is. So anyway, here's our tablespoon of rosemary. Now we've got some sage here. Sage is really good too if you're roasting vegetables, like your squash type vegetables. Very, very good. And one of these days I'd like to make you some sweet potato gnocchi with a wonderful, with some sage and just some wonderful other herbs. And oh, there's just something good about sage. And then the other thing too is you can use the sage, you know, in a number of pasta dishes with just a little bit of butter, you know. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So here we go. I bet everybody's getting ready, you know, for Thanksgiving or thinking about it. I was over to my daughter-in-law's this morning because I had to pick up my little granddaughter, well, I should say my daughter-in-law and my son, home this morning. And she already has her menu already because she's going to have Thanksgiving this year. God bless her, she took it over. Now I only have to do Christmas. It's nice to give some of the younger ones the duty of the holiday, but we always have a really nice time. Anyway, now we need 2 teaspoons, where are we here? 2 teaspoons of salt. So here we got 2 teaspoons of salt, and then we need 1 teaspoon of pepper, and now we need 2 tablespoons. We need 2 tablespoons of oil. 1, 2. I hope this looks good to you already because the flavors that I'm mixing together here really are powerful, and they really are, you know, tasty. Now we need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And then we just about have our paste ready. And like I said, this is so easy. So easy, and we will not go wrong. And usually a half a lemon, these small ones, like these small lemons, you know, a half a lemon is a tablespoon, so we'll call that 2 tablespoons. We'll call that a tablespoon, you know, a couple tablespoons. So then all we have to do is we mix up our paste. See that? All those nice herbs and stuff. They smell good. I remember when I used to watch, oh, what the heck was his name? Emeril Lagasse. He used to always say that they needed to have a smell-o-vision, and he's right, you know, because actually, just smell this right now. Ooh, the garlic, the lemon juice, all this, ooh, it smells good. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move this aside right here. We're gonna bring our turkey, and he is heavy, back over here. And you know me with my gloves, gotta put them on. I was noticing when I took this out of the wrapping to get it washed and so forth, it kind of shorted me on the skin on the sides here, because it is important to get it on the inside, you know, underneath the skin. I don't care if you're doing a whole turkey, I don't care, you know, just get it underneath there, you know. And above all, you don't need all that butter that everybody tells you, just, you know, pour butter all over it. I can't get my gloves, my hand in here. Did my hand grow? I grow with this one glove? I don't think so. Anyway, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do, and I like to do it right in the pan because the stuff will start to fall. But anyway, so I get it torn right in here. and as well as I can. I'm going to get all this in here no matter what, and then I pour it on the top. So I'm going to start taking handfuls of it and rubbing it in here. Give him a nice little massage. Get it in as far as you can get it in. There was a hole here. We can get it into this hole here. You know, get it right in there. As much as you can get in. Well, as much as you're going to get it all in because we aren't going to waste it. And on a, even like in here, you know, we aren't, you know, putting anything. I'm not putting stuffing. I'm not putting anything in there. I do make a wicked stuffing, but I make it with brie cheese and you know, it's absolutely wonderful, absolutely wonderful. But we won't have time in these tutorials right now to do that. So maybe next year, or maybe before Christmas. I don't know. A lot of people cook turkeys at Christmas time too. I'm not sure what I'm doing this year, but whatever I do, I might share it with you. So here we go. We still got a lot more to go. We want every little bit in here. So let's turn over here. Let's see. You know, the hardest thing that is with the turkeys is to get them to sit there properly like they should, because we don't want them to fall. We don't want them to fall over. I don't cover my turkey until it gets brown. So, you know, you don't have to either. There we go. Now stay up there. I want you to stay really still. And he will, you know, we kind of have to, when we put it in the oven, we have to be, you know, real careful. And this I'm going to put all over the top. I'm going to rub this all over here. I don't use any butter. I don't do anything like that. I don't even salt the outside because this is plenty of spice. Plenty of garlic. Oh, and the smell. When this starts cooking, you will see. Then, what I do is, and I think it's the most important step, and I think that's why it stays so juicy. First, let me get these off. Ugh. Get this off here. Then I take, excuse me, get rid of my gloves. I don't know why I put the basket way over there where I can't reach it. Then I have a bottle of wine. Now, if you're really against using wine, don't use it. Maybe use some broth. I'd mix the broth with a little bit of, you know, water, but it really is nice. I don't have an expensive wine here. It's just an inexpensive bottle of wine, and I don't pour it on the turkey. I pour it on the pan. You know, I've got my turkey on a rack. I got it on a rack, and usually it'll take the whole bottle. We'll see what happens here. And I don't know if you can see this on, you know, on the camera or not, but it looks like it wants it all. So I was showing you the bad side. Yeah, it's going to take this whole bottle of wine. There's a little bit left. Well, I don't know what we'll do with that. I could say save it for me, but with my cancer, I don't drink wine. I sure do miss my Pinot Noir, but I gave up wine about 4 years ago. Oh, I mean, you know, if someone came to the house and so forth, and you know, I might offer them wine, I might sip their wine. But anyway, so now we're all ready for the oven. And like I said, you know, 325, and I'm going to plan on about 2.5 hours. Now, before we go, somebody wanted to say hello to you. Tessa? What? Come here, sweetheart, and you can say hello. Whoops, come here. Now this is my Tessa right here. Here's my little Tessa. And while this is in the oven baking, Tessa and I are going to finish a rug that we're making.
Blanket.
I'm sorry, a blanket. I know. Thank goodness she's here. She helps me with everything. She's right. It is a blanket, and it's a frozen blanket. So we're going to do that. And then when this comes out of the oven, we will be back to show you what it looks like. So talk to you in a few. Bye-bye. Hi, we're back, and our wonderful turkey breast is out of the oven. It smells delicious, and I can't wait to take a little piece of it. I'm surviving my day. I've got little Tessa here taking my house apart, so it's been a challenge. But anyway, first of all, I want to correct myself. In the first video, I said, you know, if you put your turkey in at 350, it's going to take longer. How ridiculous. No, it's not going to take longer. It's going to be a shorter amount of time. But I do believe in cooking the turkey breast at, you know, at 325. But you all know your, you know, your own oven. You know, it's nice to present it in a way. You know, right now I had some arugula. So I put some arugula around it. The herbs, if you had a whole bunch of herbs, it's really nice around it. I tell you what else looks really nice around the turkey is if you had some cranberries. Actually, I looked for some cranberries the other day, but the bag was so big, I thought, what am I going to do with this bag, you know? But anyway, you know, and just to present it in a, you know, in a nice way. Before I cut a slice of this and show you, I want to talk to you real quick about your gravy. You know how I believe about regular flour. Regular flour gives you a sugar spike, and of course, you know, if you have had cancer and try to eat healthy and so forth, you should eliminate your all-purpose, you know, flour intake. But what I want to say about that is you don't need that in your gravy. You know, right now, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I have, so from putting the wine in here, I have a whole lot of, you know, of juice in here. And in this juice, of course, a lot of the herbs from the paste that I made, you know, are in there. And it makes delicious gravy, absolutely delicious. What I would do is I would remove this now from this pan, put it in another pan, and scrape any kind of bits or whatever that are in my roasting pan, put that all in this other pan. And then I would actually saute maybe a few shallots if you have them. And it makes for wonderful, wonderful, you know, flavor. Then if you didn't have all that wine, you know, you could put it in a half a cup of wine. I obviously don't need to put it in a half a cup of wine, but you got to remember this has been cooked down because this has been cooking for 2.5, you know, hours. And then, you know, put a couple tablespoons of butter for a little bit of richness. And if you want, put a couple drops of lemon juice or vinegar. Trust me, it makes a beautiful, beautiful gravy. And you don't need all that, you know, all that thickness or anything like that. But anyway, here's our turkey. You know, I can cook really, really well, but carving anything, no, that I can't do. So I'm going to try and take a little slice off here. I'm kind of doing it backwards here. I'm going to put it on my, oh boy, does that smell good. Does that smell good? You want a piece, sweetheart?
I may have it for my dish.
You may have some in your dish?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not that. You probably don't want the skin or anything like that.
Oh, I love the skin though.
Do you really?
My favorite part. I really don't like the middle. I just like the skin. That's what I like.
Oh, do you? You really do, huh? Okay. You know, when I talk about the flour and I talk about different things like that, because as you know, I've had the cancer.
Yeah, but I have to do like my own dish. So
okay, Grandma will get you a dish. But anyway, you know how Trump always says, you know, let's make America great again? Well, I say, let's make America healthy. We've got to start eating better. We've got to avoid such things as, okay, we can have our gravy and love it and have your sandwich with your gravy the next day, but, you know, make it a little healthier. Well, my Tessa's taken away the piece that I was going to eat here, so I'll cut another piece here. But you can see it's very, very moist. You want to taste it and see if you like it?
Oh, this is for my game.
Oh, okay, all right. But anyway, let me give it a quick taste. Like I say, I'm terrible at at carving anything. So let me just put this in here. And I say decorate your dish with stuff. I like to use the arugula because it's kind of it has more legs to it. But I'm not a skin eater, so I don't eat the skin. But I would guarantee that this is delicious. Oh, it is. And it is so moist. You absolutely can't go wrong. You know what else I like to do, because I don't put any gravy or anything, I don't put the flour or anything like that in my gravy. After I cut it all, and put it in the serving dish and so forth, I dribble little bits of the gravy, that I've made all over it, and it really, really, really keeps it moist. Let me wash my hand off real quick here. And I do want to tell you that I took it out at 160. It went up to 155. I mean 65. But keep in mind, if you're doing the whole turkey, that you have to get that dark meat cooked. So it's I suppose what you would do is like I say, your white meat is starting to dry out if you take it out at that temperature. But take it out and do something like I just said to you. So just pouring even some of the gravy, the real thin. This will be just really, really, really thin gravy. But I have no complaints from my family. Obviously, I'm going to take whatever fat is on it, off. So that's it. I hope you give it a try. If anybody has any question, please feel free. You can email me at DonnaLSorelli. gmail.com. I'd love to, help you out or answer any question that you may have. But trust me, if you've never cooked any kind of a turkey or anything before, this will work. It really will. It really have a nice, tasty turkey. So, Tessa? What? Come here, sweetheart. You want to say something to the video? Come here. Come here. What are you going to say to everybody?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, bye. All right. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, I say to you, until next time, Siate Felici. And if I don't talk to you before Thanksgiving, then I wish you a very happy and blessed Thanksgiving. Bye-bye for now.